Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Your Time to Shine, a radio show designed to help you explore your own divine gifts. Good evening, and thank you so much for tuning in with us tonight. I hope this finds you well and doing good with everything going on, and that you're having a fantastic week. So, I found myself a lot this week. Feeling overwhelmed and going from highs to lows and, wasn't sure why. Anybody else out there feeling like this right now? And you seem to be on an emotional roller coaster. Well, trust me, you're not the only one out there feeling that right now because there's so much going on in the world and we've got this energetic thing going on. I know astrology wise, we've got a lot going on that's really bringing a lot of energies and a lot of things forward for us. And that's just adding to everything that's going on right now. So, especially for you out there who are empaths, and there's so many of us out there. And so you're asking maybe, what is an empath? So an empath is somebody who feels everything very deeply. You feel other people's emotions. You can feel the world. When the world is in mourning, you're in mourning. When the world is in joy, you're in joy. And you're taking it all on. And you're taking it all on as your own. And you don't even realize it because empaths, just by nature, that's what we do. We take it on. We're the healers. We're the givers. We are the light workers of the world. And that is what we do. We take these energies on and we transmute them. But sometimes we don't know how to release them and we take them on as ours. And then we wonder, why are we feeling the way we're feeling? And that's exactly where I found myself this week. And actually, even just this afternoon, I texted a coworker of mine and I said, man, I'm feeling really overwhelmed. And it took a few minutes for me to actually stop and think about that statement. But then when I did, I went, wait a minute, maybe this isn't mine. And so I stopped and I thought about that for a little bit. And actually, a lot of it was not. I was taking on the energies that were coming around me and taking them on as my own. And so that's one of the biggest things that we have to be aware of as empaths is to not take those energies and those feelings on and own them. We have to release them back. Now, if you've listened to my show at all, we've talked about little bits and pieces of being an empath. In past shows and what that looks like. One of my favorite examples of being an empath is you are driving in the car. You're not thinking about anything. You're just driving in the car. Maybe you're listening to some music. And all of a sudden, you get this urge that you really want a cheeseburger. Out of nowhere, out of the blue, you're all of a sudden craving a cheeseburger and you think, wow, I wonder if there's somewhere around here I can stop and get a cheeseburger. I'm really hungry for one. Wow. But if you were to stop for a minute and think about that and ask, is this mine? You might find that it really was somebody else's. It could have been someone driving by in a car, right? And you just picked up on their energy. So if you want to find out if something is yours or not, ask, wait a minute, this feeling of wanting a cheeseburger, is this mine? And you can feel it in your body. You can feel it, or maybe you just intuitively know, no, I'm not a person that likes cheeseburgers. I don't know why I'm thinking about a cheeseburger. Some people will actually feel it in their bodies. Sometimes it will be a feeling of lightness, of airiness. Maybe you feel butterflies in your stomach. Maybe something just shifts and you think, no, that I don't want a cheeseburger, right? So when you feel those feelings, and you think, is this mine? And if you get that light and airy feeling, yeah, well, that might be yours. But if it's not, if you get kind of maybe a pit in your stomach, or all of a sudden you feel heaviness, that's an indication that it's not yours. And you simply say, thank you, and return to sender with love, right? What that does is it just sends that energy back to where it came from, not in a malicious or hurtful way, just to release it from you so that you can get back to where you should be in your normal state, right? So when you're in that overwhelm, like this afternoon, when I just even couldn't think straight and I was overwhelmed at the amount of stuff that was coming at me all at once at work today, that's when you have to take a step back. You get up and you leave and take a 5-minute break, 5-minute time out, really. Go find a quiet place. A lot of us are working from home right now. And so we end up finding ourselves in the same spot of the same house or your apartment, wherever you're at, day after day after day. You've got to really carve out like a sacred space in your home. Maybe it's outside on your porch. Maybe it's in your bedroom. For those of you who have kids, maybe it's the bathroom. You shut the door and you lock the door and you're there for 5 minutes. 5 minutes to just not think about anything. Do some deep breathing. I like to do 4 deep breaths in. So I breathe in and I count to 4. I hold my breath for 2, and then I slowly release for 4. And I just do that a few times to kind of calm the breathing, to get my body back into a natural flow, a natural rhythm. Another thing you can do is you can just close your eyes and you can simply concentrate on your breath in and out. And with every breath in, you count 1. Every breath in, 2. And you just keep counting up to 10, maybe 15. And just that little bit of your mind to relax, to let go of all the chaos and all the noise is enough to reset you and charge you again to where you can go back and figure out where it was that you left off and pick it back up again. So checking in, is this mine? If you get no, release it and return to sender with love. Take a step away and find your breath. Really concentrate on your breath in and out and see how your body is reacting to the breathing in and breathing out. Concentrating on that releases everything else in our minds and helps us refocus our attention on things that are really important, which is us, and maintaining our health, maintaining our self-care, which is the biggest thing that you can do. So when you get overwhelmed, when you start feeling like you're having these overwhelming emotions and you think, why am I having this? 5 minutes ago I was laughing and now I'm crying. What's going on? Check in and see if it's yours. Step away from what you're doing and release your mind and get quiet. All these things will help with a little bit of that empathic overload that we're all feeling right now. So try it out and see how it works for you. I'd love to know. Connect with me over on my Facebook pages. You can reach me at Julie YeagerWalker Medium or Your Time to Shine. I'd be interested to see how this works for you over the next week because for me, find it very, very useful. It's a perfect tool for all of us out there who really feel everything out there going on in the world. All right. With that, we're going to head over to the phone lines. And right now we have Becky in Montezuma, Indiana. Good evening, Becky. Welcome to Your Time to Shine.
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
Oh, I'm okay. I've been anxiously waiting for the call. I appreciate your time and energy.
Absolutely. What can we do for you tonight?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Oh, what is it that you do you have a question for us tonight?
Well, oh gosh, I have a few questions. I don't, do you, and I know some don't, but do you have a problem with answering health questions?
I can do my best to answer health questions. I am going to put a caveat on that I am not a doctor and in any way, form, or shape, and I cannot diagnose. I can't diagnose anything. I can look into
Right.
the energy of it and see maybe, if there's some blockages energetically or something like that. Um, but, for a true diagnosis, I would highly recommend that you still consult with your physician.
Okay. Well, I'll just skip the health question then. Um, I'm just, I'm mostly worried that I haven't been making the right decisions lately. I'm, kind of feel like I'm not really doing life well, if that makes sense.
It it does.
Okay. Like my dad uh, recently just got put into a nursing facility because he has a history of schizophrenia and he has cirrhosis of the liver, and he is getting the early signs of dementia. And we tried to keep him home as long as we could, and it wasn't working out. We can't be awake 24/7 watching him. So we had to do something, and he absolutely hates it there. He's miserable, and I'm trying to. I need to try to get him moved somewhere else, maybe where he's happier. And I'm just kind of feeling like I'm just kind of feeling like I haven't made the right decision there, and and I'm kind of in a limbo with my relationship too.
Okay. So as you were speaking of your father, you know, eh, as our parents get older, this is such a hard decision, and nobody likes to make these kinds of decisions. And so, I can understand how you're feeling, and not knowing if you're making the right decision. So what your guides are telling me right now is that you need to understand that you are most definitely making the best decision for your dad. It may not seem like it. He's not going to be happy there because he's not in his own environment, right? He is,
Right.
this is a big change, and especially for elderly people who have maybe been in their houses for pretty much their entire lives or a good portion of their lives. That is a real, it shakes them up, of course, emotionally, and it definitely rocks them inside and out. And so what they're showing me is that it's really not the facility that he's in, because they're showing me the facility he is in is a good facility. It's going to help him. It's going to take care of him. It's just that he's having a hard time adjusting to that. And if you
Okay.
move him to another facility, I think you're going to find kind of the same thing. He's not going to be happy there until
I
he
feel that.
kind of gets, yeah,
I'm
until
sorry.
he
Go
gets
ahead.
acclimatized. Yeah, until he gets acclimatized to the change and everything like that. There is going to be, some sadness and maybe even some anger around it.
Oh, there's been a lot, yeah, and I
mm,
totally feel like he's not going to be happy anywhere but home.
yeah, that's what I'm being shown. It really is.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's kind of,
yeah.
that's kind of what I was thinking too.
mm, Yeah, the facility that you have him at are going to be able to, so if he's got the onsets of the dementia and things like that, they have the staff and they have the capabilities of handling your father and giving him the best care possible. They are showing me that to kind of help alleviate this. And I don't know, if you live close enough there that you can visit frequently, even just stopping by, checking in with him, checking in with the staff.
COVID.
That's
I
right.
can't
I'm
because of
sorry,
COVID.
COVID. Right.
I call him every few days. I don't call him every day like I should because it just brings me down and depresses me because he's down.
Right.
And our phone calls are getting a little bit better, so I'm calling him a little bit more than I was. But he's just so depressed, and it just brings me down. So I'm kind of a reader too, and I'm kind of intuitive. And when somebody's really negative, it just really hits me hard, and I feel what they feel, and I have a hard time calling them.
Right. Yeah, you are definitely that empath that I was just talking about here a few minutes as I got onto the show, and about feeling everybody's emotions and everybody's feelings. And so being that intuitive, you're going to have all of those empathic tendencies where you take them on as your own, and other people feeling depressed or anxious is really affecting you as well, right?
Yeah, it's very hard.
Right.
And when it's your own father, it's just really heartbreaking and hard.
It is.
And it makes me question myself on the decisions I've made, and nobody else in the family would help me. I was on my own. Well, my husband helped me, but other than my husband, I was on my own, and I'm the youngest. But yeah.
So I'm being shown. Is there a way? Are there in the facility? Are there windows, or are there windows in his room where maybe you could go stand outside the room and hold a sign that says, "Hi, we love you," or wave to him? They won't even
allow that.
Okay.
He's in the state of Illinois. I live on the borderline of Indiana and Illinois, and Illinois' COVID rules are really strict, because I asked his social worker if I could do something like that, and they said no.
Okay.
I don't even, and he's on stage 4 liver cirrhosis of the liver. Anything can rupture his liver, and and if that happens, he's gone. He passes away, and I'm really scared that I'm never going to see him again in person.
How about doing a FaceTime or some type of a call like that? Does he have means of a cell phone, or could one of the staff even go in for just a few minutes into his room so that you could FaceTime with him and have a face-to-face conversation?
Yeah, I could probably do that. I've thought of that. Now, my dad is very technology challenged. He doesn't know anything about FaceTime or anything like that. But his nurses and everything that I speak to are very nice, and they would probably help him, and they could probably help me come up with something like that.
I think that would be a really good. I think that interaction, that seeing that face-to-face right now, would be really important and really helpful for your dad. I know you can't do it in person, and depending on where he is with his stage, he may not understand why you can't come visit, or why all of this is happening. So having that little bit of face-to-face might help him through this process, and it's also going to help you through the process as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I will keep that in mind. I will see if one of the staff people where he's at can help me FaceTime him, because just seeing each other's faces would maybe help. I think it would help a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's what we're all really craving right now in this COVID world, right? Is we're missing that real person to person interaction, right? And yes, you can Zoom and you can FaceTime, and right now in the position that we're in, that is really the closest we're going to get at this point. So just having that reassurance, I think, is going to really help your dad.
Okay. Can I ask one more thing, or
sure,
that's bothering me? Okay.
Yeah.
I've been
sure, absolutely. Go ahead.
I'm having a hard time with my marriage right now.
Okay. Yeah, I'm getting that sense.
We've been married for 2 years. Well, it'll be 2 years. New Year's Eve is our anniversary. And I'm just kind of at a loss about what to do.
So I'm picking up from your loved ones that, you guys are just going through a rough patch. I feel like you are seeing this as kind of like there is no other option, that this is kind of the end of the road and this could be it. I'm here to say that that's not the case right now. You guys are not seeing eye to eye. There are some things that you need to work through and talk through. And right now I'm being shown communication between the two of you is really tough.
Yes, it is.
I'm getting the sense that communication has not been an issue for you guys. That you guys actually have had really fantastic communication.
We are both bipolar, and we have a hard time remembering to take our medicines. And I think that might be part of it.
Right. Your team is showing me to set an alarm in your phone for it to reoccur every day.
Okay.
And so then that will remind each of you. Each of you put that in your cell phone. So it's going to remind you. It's going to go off and you're going to go, oh, what was that reminder about? Oh, that's right. It's time to take my medicine, right? Because because the state of the world, with everything going on around us, right, it's very easy to lose sight of things. We're discombobulated. We're not going to work in the same way that we are. Everything in our routine, in our lives, is kind of upside down, and we're still trying to figure out how to fit everything into that life. So it's really, really helpful and so important right now. It's something that that I even tell my husband, write notes, put little sticky notes around the house. Put alarms in your phone about medications when it's time to take it. Because right now, it's really easy for anybody, right, to get off track. And so I think getting back on track like that, I mean, fill your house full of sticky notes if you have to, right, of little reminders. I even have to do that myself, right? And it may be frustrating to you or to your husband, but remember, this is only a very small portion of our lives right now that this is going on. And so you have to remember, we're not going to be in this state forever, right? And in the same way, you and your husband, you guys are not going to be in this place forever, right? There's a lot of things going on with, and communication, like I said, being the biggest thing.
Yeah.
And all you can do at this point is, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to add, we have a roommate. One of his friends is renting a room off of us, and that has brought a lot of stress as well. More stress to him than me.
Yeah.
He doesn't really bother me that much, but my husband is, excuse my language, but he's going ape shit because his friend is driving him nuts. And
when you said that, I was
constantly complain. It brought tension.
Yeah. When you said that there was a roommate, I got instantly no. That needs to change.
Oh,
If you have to,
Well,
I
it
don't know how
was
the
helping us
situation is.
money-wise because we struggle with money a bit, and it splits our rent, and it helps us have more money. That's so.
Right.
But I do think you should go. I think you're right.
I think that you could find somebody else. It's just that this person is not the right fit. There's a lot of energetic connections between your husband and this person, and they're just not aligning. And this is also causing turmoil in your husband, which is then reflecting back on coming in between the two of you. So
Yeah,
if you can help alleviate
like I said, I feel what other people feel, and it's making me really. It makes me feel the same way he's feeling because
absolutely.
I'm very into it. I'm a reader. I'm very intuitive. So
Becky, we are coming down to the last few seconds of our show, so I am going to have to say goodnight. I hope that I have helped you. It was such a pleasure speaking with you, so thank you for calling in this evening.
Okay, thank you very much for your energy. You've been very helpful. Thank you for calling so much.
Oh, you're so very welcome. Have a wonderful night.
You too, hon. Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye. Well, that does it for us. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you have learned some interesting things with empaths. Check it out. Reach out to me on my Facebook page. My website is www.wingsofsoulswithjulie.com. Have a great evening, everyone, and we'll see you next Thursday.